ESPN's coverage of Major League Baseball's Division Series presented by Budweiser. Welcome to a beautiful afternoon at Petco Park in San Diego, as the St. Louis Cardinals have been California dreaming thus far. Hi, Duke, and the voluntary workout yesterday here in San Diego was only Barfield of the regulars showed. Everybody wanted a day off. That was Bochy's plan. Meanwhile, let's take a look at the Prestone starting lineups for Tony La Russa. David Eckstein, the shortstop. Preston Wilson gets the start in left field, his first postseason game. Albert Pujols hitting third. Scott Rowland hits cleanup against the left-handed David Wells. Juan Reencarnacion is in right field. Now Jim Edmonds, the lefty, drops to 6. He had 2 hits in game 1. Ronnie Belliard excelled at second base, hitting 7th. Yadier Molina behind the plate, hitting 8th. And Jeff Dreamweaver is your pitcher, hitting 9th against 43 years young. No stranger to the postseason. That would be David Wells, who, as we said, 10 postseason wins.
Well, 10-4 and an outstanding postseason pitcher, right on top of his game in the postseason with a 3.15 ERA. But at 43 years old, will the health hold up? Will the right knee feel good? But as of right now, seeing David Wells today, before we got in the locker room, he said he feels great. Now,
1-2 pitch. And is that unusual? David Wells, one of the best control pitchers in the game, hits Eckstein, and he's going to say, wait a minute, he made no effort to get out of the way.
Well, he might not have made an effort to get out of the way, but it was directly at him. Curveball right at his feet. He kind of scooted or tried to jackknife out of the way.
Hit to right field. Brian Giles glides back, makes the catch. Eckstein was almost to second base, so he'll scoop back to first, and here comes that man. Broken bat. Chopper to Branyan. Walker. Gonzalez. Pujols doubled up. David Wells, so far, so good. Heading to the bottom of the first at San Diego, no score. Let's take a look at Bruce Bochy's Prestone starting lineup at San Diego, and you take a quick glance, it doesn't necessarily strike fear. Dave Roberts, immense yesterday in the field and had 3 hits. Brian Giles had 2 hits. He's hitting second at right. Todd Walker gets the start at second base, came on late in the game yesterday. Young Adrian Gonzalez hitting cleanup today. No Piazza, so Josh Bard on the plate hitting 5th. Mike Cameron, the center fielder, hitting 6th. Russell Branyan is the third baseman, hitting 7th. Jeff Blum, the shortstop, hitting 8th. David Wells hitting 9th against the right-hander acquired in mid-season from the Angels, Jeff Weaver.
Well, Boomer, Jeff Weaver has brought over, when Sidney Ponson failed in their rotation, kind of a serviceable 5th starter, but here he is pitching game 2 in the playoffs because of injuries to Mark Mulder especially.
This afternoon. Roberts to center field. Jim Edmonds there. And there is 1 out. In 5 season, but didn't work with Anaheim, but it's worked okay with St. Louis. Giles has worked him for a walk. Gets under it to right. Now Encarnacion having trouble judging it big time. Maybe that wind out there, but it was up there so long that it didn't matter. He finally got a beat on it and made the catch. 2 out. There goes Giles. And did he go? No, he did not. So Giles to second. Gonzalez to first. A pair of walks. And young Bard is up. Rip, Pujols has it played perfectly. He'll take it himself. And you do not want to be diving into the bag with Albert Pujols running right at you. Weaver wriggles free. No score. He was on the DL 3 times with right knee problems. Shielding his eyes is Adrian Gonzalez. Did he make it? Yeah! What a grab by Adrian Gonzalez. Battling the sun, battling the wall.
Really fallen behind.
Encarnacion through the hole, and the first base hit of the afternoon. Second Cardinal base runner. Padres have also had 2 base runners, but the first hit by either team. slow chopper. Adrian Gonzalez, that is your classic accidental sacrifice. So the Cardinals are the runner in scoring position, and to the hole, base hit. Dave Roberts up throwing, Encarnacion to the plate. He is out. Roberts with a bullseye, Bard with a nice decoy.
Well, nice strong throw right here. Encarnacion coming home. Bard deking him, but he gets him.
Out. Remaining scoreless. Mike Cameron to lead off the second. There's a base hit, San Diego. So the Padres, who got 2 walks in the first, now have their first hit. And here's Welke right. Gets Branyan fishing. And 1 out. It's a new stat. Blum, short hop, nicely by Belliard. Eckstein return to Pujols. Double play. What a beautiful double play started by Ronnie Belliard, who was impressed in these games in San Diego. No score.
Todd Walker out.
With bases loaded, big play. Meanwhile, big pitch, Wells. Molina gone, 1 out here in the third. Overall regular season, including the interleague game with the Angels. And Wells very quickly has struck out the first 2 men he faced here in the third. The only game the Yankees lost in that series back in '96, the Jeffrey Mayer series, was Wells's pitch. And this ball goes a long way to left, but it's Eckstein. He doesn't get enough powder on it, and Dave Roberts, Johnny on the spot. 1-2-3 inning for David Wells. Bottom of the third inning here in San Diego. David Wells swings at the first pitch while the band is playing. Didn't want to wait for the music to stop. And 1 pitch, 1 out. And attempted bunt, but in the air, and Pujols is there, and Dave Roberts is out. I don't know if that's going to happen. Giles to left center field. Edmonds, a long run, but corrals it up against the wall. The deepest part of the park, 402 to left center field. Edmonds hauls it in. We'll talk with Padres skipper Bruce Bochy when we return.
Yeah, we're trying to work him, trying to make him throw strikes, and he's making some pitches when he has to, but he's tough. He's throwing the ball well too.
All right, Boch, thank you. We gave you bad luck there because the ball over the head of, thank you very much, Bruce, and over the head of Dave Roberts, figuring the way he was playing, he would just corral it. But Preston Wilson swinging at the first pitch on the nose. 1 hopper over Roberts' head.
Well, that wind blowing from left field to right field, this ball was really smoked and cut right through the wind. A little bit of top spin, kind of kept it.
Pujols sharply hit to left to Roberts, and they're going to send Preston Wilson to throw. Trying to be cut off, and now between first and second, Pujols hung up. But there's nobody at second. So Albert Pujols with a sharp hit to left. No question by third base coach Jose Oquendo, send Preston Wilson.
Well, fastball in. Albert makes a good swing on it. Dave Roberts hits the cutoff man, Russell Branyan. Pujols thought he was going to have to go back. Then when the ball was bobbled, he got caught in the middle. And then Russell Branyan did not make it back to second base. There to cover. Once the cutoff man was missed and Russell Branyan got Pujols in the rundown, he needed to become part of the rundown and not an observer. Pujols was hung out to dry because of the bobble by Branyan at third.
Slow chopper short. Blum across to Gonzalez. Pujols back to second base. So the crowd quiet, but Pujols bluffs, broken bat. Blum across his body to Gonzalez. Pujols moving to third. 2 outs.
So I think we go right after him here.
Edmonds up the middle. Diving is Walker, but he can't make the play. Pujols scores. RBI Edmonds. Pujols has been the headliner, but Edmonds on the best supporting actor list thus far for the Cardinals from the offensive department.
Well, we talked about the full team of the Cardinals being here now. Jimmy Edmonds coming through with a 2-out base hit, even though it's of the infield variety. Todd Walker, great defense by second basemen today, Ronnie Bailiard and he, but just can't get the handle.
Most feared hitter in baseball. Bailiard reaches out. Coming on is Roberts. And he makes the play. Quite a busy inning for Dave Roberts, who finished it off nicely. But the Redbirds strike for 2 runs here in the 4th. Walker goes the other way. Preston Wilson battling the wind and makes the grab.
Made the adjustment.
2-2 to Gonzalez. Gonzalez hard to right. And Encarnacion is right there. So 2 fly ball outs. 29 years of age, 6'5", 200 in his 8th big league season. Pujols knocks it down. Can't find it. Yes, he does. Weaver there. Fundamentals executed by the Cardinals. 1-2-3 inning again for the Dreamweaver. Here in the 5th inning against David Wells. And there's a base hit by the catcher, Molina. And so 1 on here in the 5th inning.
Close that gash.
Thank you, Ravi. And meanwhile, Molina, a dead duck between first and second as David Wells made the pickoff move. Molina, that time, the Padres executed it perfectly.
They knew they had a great insurance policy if they ever needed them.
And hitting well to right field. Wells discussed it with himself by that body language. So 2 singles. Should be 2. Walker, Blum, Gonzalez, and they get Eckstein. So a double play turn by the Padres. Their second. We'll talk with Tony La Russa when we return. Cards lead at 2-0. Nice pitch as Cameron is frozen. Struck out by Weaver.
Great breaking ball, great location.
Little nubber. Charged rolling over to Pujols. That's a nice play. Branding out. That's why Scott Rollins as good as it gets over there at third base.
Turned to gold so far.
Foul. Blum walks Klesko in, which means David Wells is done on the mound. Bailiard like a short fielder in softball there on the grass behind second. Klesko through the hole. Base hit. Their first hit since the 2nd inning. So now tying runs aboard here in the 5th, and Dave Roberts, who had 3 hits in game 1, coming up. Struck him out. Jeff Weaver strands 2. The Padres roll the dice. Wells is now out of the game. They trail it 2-0. Wells out of the game, and completely different pitcher. Clay Meredith, the youngster, came over from the Red Sox, and you see what his ERA is here in the regular season with the San Diego Padres. Impressive, to say the least. Gets Preston Wilson. It's a high throw by Branyan, but over to Gonzalez. 1 out. Pujols coming up. Here's Carl Rabbit. Count 2-1 to Pujols, and what a surprise. We're going to have a lefty with all sorts of experience. We're going to have a righty you've never seen. Throws completely different. Another hit for Albert Pujols. Branyan. Walker. Gonzalez. And the Cardinals have just grounded into their 6th double play in the 2 games. Oh, by the way, they lead 2-0 and 1-0. That's where we stand. 2-0 St. Louis here as we hit the bottom of inning number 6. And he leaves with his club ahead 2-0. Billiard, Pujols with the scoop, and Giles is gone. Just like that. Boy, Billiard has impressed. But here's Lefty against all those lefties. This one down the line, just foul. Boy, the Padres are just, Blum's ball, it goes foul. That ball, foul. The shadows approaching in a couple innings, going to be tough to hit.
Little breaking ball there, low and away. Josh Barfield tried to stay on it. I'll tell you what, he loves being here at the ballpark.
Not to mention runs. No, he did not hold off. And now the pinch hitter Barfield gone for a walk-on. Jeff Kinney up. And there's a little blooper by Adrian Gonzalez. So he's aboard for the second time today, and that's his first postseason hit. Josh Kinney on in relief, the right-hander. Tied him up, swung on and missed on a ball a foot and a half inside. Bard gone, Padres gone, 2-0 Cards through 6. High chopper. Todd, the play by Barfield is made, 1 out, and always do against the Padres in the postseason. Have a lead. Meredith looking very strong there. Gets Edmonds to swing it. Little chopper. Branyan, Gonzalez. 1-2-3 inning in the seventh inning stretch time, including high above rally hats. Duke and the boys building downtown San Diego. Maybe that'll turn things around. Hit to left, out of the shadows and into the sun is Preston Wilson. But Cameron is gone. 1 out in the home 7 to Carl Ravitch. Ravi.
They've got a 1-1 record.
Rip, but Albert Pujols is there to play first base. Russell Branyan gone. 2 out in the 7th. Blum does his job, gets a base on balls for the second time today. And now Rob Bowen up. Now forget Bowen. This is the chance for Mike Piazza to perhaps strike some thunder. Hits it to right field, but it holds up there for Encarnacion. Good wood to it, but Piazza gone. The Padres gone. Running out of time at Petco. 8-9-1. Yadier Molina, the catcher, skies it. Out is Barfield, but over is Cameron to make the play in center field. 1 out in the St. Louis 8th. And of course, remember that here is Hensley as a starter. 29 starts this year. Oral 11-12 was his mark. Tried Klesko, who singled. John Rodriguez with a ball to deep right center field, but it's hauled in by Brian Giles on the track at the deepest part of the park. That ball traveled about 390.
Hustling on the bases, got out of their rundown.
And overlooked, fielding very well at first base.
Oh, yeah.
Now, wait a minute. Bard says, no, we caught it. What do you mean? Milwaukee, the home plate umpire, said, no, got a piece.
Little sinker inside.
Got a piece. Although, what did Eckstein say the other time? From St. Louis, ESPN 2, 1 o'clock Eastern on Saturday. Blum, Rodriguez, Eckstein gone. Cardinals gone. Padres try to get something going in the bottom of the 8th. And they would win both on the road with games 3 and 4 if necessary, scheduled for St. Louis over the weekend. Left-hander Chyler Johnson on in relief now. Well, if he can hit the straight left, he's got a lot of room out there, Oral. but he's not going to hit it all. He is struck out looking. 1 out here in the 8th for the Padres at 30 at 30 Update Sports Center. Wow. Wow. Tyler Johnson has frozen Roberts and Giles here in the 8th.
It's a compliment to Tyler Johnson's breaking ball, but it is also
back in San Diego. Adam Wainwright has come on to try to close this thing down. He comes on with 2 outs in the 8th. He pitched an inning, a third of hitless ball to for the 9th. We'll see. Down the line, base hit. Barfield can move, and he's got a double. So slow down. Those Pods 10-3 since that Dodger disaster. Maybe like staring trouble in the face before they get moving.
Fastball in, does a great job turning on this ball, hitting it solid. Even Scott Rowland with his gold gloves down there at third can't get to that one.
To second, Belliard, of course, on the grass. Over to Pujols, Gonzalez gone, Barfield stranded. Padres down to their last at bat, trailing 2-0 heading into the 9th. Over the way, have you heard? T.O. and the Cowboys are playing at Philadelphia this week in the NFL. 1 pitch, 1 out. Adrian Gonzalez snares. Oh, there's a hit, a shot to left. This one will get to the wall in a hurry. Pujols continues his assault on Padre pitching with a double.
Well, it would take the best hitter in the game and the best hitter on the Cardinals to solve the shadows right here. Good movement on that ball, running in on him, but he does a great job just dropping the head of the bat.
3rd run. Gonzalez again will fight the sun in foul ground. And there's 2 outs. Pujols back to second. Here's Carl Ravage.
Stay on it as long as possible here also.
And a little flare. Diving bomb throw, not in time, but it keeps the ball in the infield, and Pujols stays at third. Nice play. We'll have to wait because Edmonds aboard again. So base on balls, Edmonds. Encarnacion down to second now. Base is loaded for Ronnie Belliard.
Carpenter, today Weaver, Wainwright, and Johnson. Holy smokes, the young fellows in the bullpen have really come through.
And now a young fellow in the bullpen, Scott Linebrink, trying to come through. Belliard pops it. Barfield there. 1 pitch, 3 Cardinals stranded. The Padres coming up in the bottom of the 9th. Need a pair. Little number. Molina got the big arm. 1 out here in the Padre 9th.
Center field and the rest of them.
Cameron gone. 2 out here in the 9th. Strike 3. Branyan gone. Padres gone. St. Louis gone to home with a 2-0 lead. Wow, they've come in and just sapped the life out of the Padres, Oral.
Well, pitching from the bullpen and the starters, offense from your key role players, and then hitting from your key star.